Madam Deputy Speaker, bereaved and harmed families are hearing once again the unbearably painful and distressing consequences of the opportunities that have been missed to put things right. As I stand here today, I think of how they must be feeling. I know from meeting some of the Nottingham families that their unwavering determination is accompanied by a sense of exhaustion, a sense that however many times they have told their stories, however hard they have campaigned for justice and accountability, however strongly they have fought to stop what happened to them from happening to others, hardly anything has changed. Madam Deputy Speaker, the Amos investigation gathered evidence from more than 10,500 people, with Baroness Amos and her team personally meeting more than 450 affected families. They visited 12 NHS trusts and heard from over 9,000 staff through surveys, site visits and one-to-one discussions. Whilst they found that many women experience good and safe care, the report paints a bleak picture of failings at every stage for far too many, from pregnancy, labour and delivery to the first hours, days and weeks after birth. Madam Deputy Speaker, when I read about these systemic failures, I found them not only shocking and upsetting, but also devastatingly familiar, because they are explicitly repeated in review after review. Madam Deputy Speaker, in considering Baroness Amos's recommendations, the words of a Nottingham mother I met ring loudly in my ears. She said, "Accountability drives action." And so today, I can confirm that in response to Baroness Amos's recommendations, the government will appoint the first ever Maternity and Neonatal Commissioner. The holder of this new statutory role will have responsibility for driving change across all parts of the NHS, including those who provide, regulate and investigate care. They will co-chair the National Task Force along with me. They will hold the system to account, and their role will be to champion the voices of women, babies and families to make sure those voices are heard within government when decisions are made and implemented. Madam Deputy Speaker, last week I announced that the government will roll out Martha's Rule so that women and their families can demand a second opinion if they feel their concerns are being ignored. That meets a key and familiar concern that the Amos investigation pointed to, of women not being listened to as a common factor in maternity failings. And because those concerns are too often battered away before women even arrive at hospital, I can today confirm that we will, this week, publish new national standards for maternity triage so that care is consistent across the NHS and women's concerns are recognised, valued and acted upon at every turn. I expect every trust to prioritise the implementation of these standards, and I have asked NHS England to make sure this is the case and to report progress directly to me. It is clear from my conversations with affected families, with Donna Ockenden and Baroness Amos, and from the findings of all the reports, that culture is where so much of the responsibility lies. That culture is the most deep-rooted cause of the failures we have seen and the most fundamental thing we must change. We know that when families have been in distress and looking for answers, they were too often ignored, sneered at, disbelieved, blamed and lied to. We know from review after review that wrongdoing is covered up. We know that bullying towards staff who try to sound the alarm is rife. And so we will dismantle toxic dynamics, boost staff morale and support better teamwork between midwives, doctors and other clinicians. We need not only the right policies, procedures and processes to be in place, but also a fundamental reset in the culture of a service that too often puts the desire to protect itself above the duty to protect women and babies. That culture change must come from the top. It is time that trust leaders, executives and senior clinicians pay attention to what is happening on their watch, put professional tribalism aside, lose the bunker mentality when things go wrong, and make sure the safety of women and babies always comes first. Madam Deputy Speaker, this has to be a watershed moment. We must break the cycle of recommendations sitting on a shelf gathering dust.